awfully loud in my ear. There we go. So yes guys, good evening and welcome to Friday night. Yeah, that is right, it is Friday. It does not feel like Friday at all. But yes, we are here for round number 6 of WTSC, which is going to be very amazing. We are at Sardegna for the 6th round of the championship with only 9 races to go and around 3 rounds left of the championship. It is going to be very close here this evening as we are on a tight and twisty sort of circuit here in Italy. And I'll tell you what, it is going to be amazing. It's the one and only Hoppers in the commentary box as per usual. What more would you want on a Friday night, you know? But we are going to be looking forward to some very close racing. We are going to be looking forward to seeing exactly what is ongoing for the championship itself. It is going to be very greatly heavily involved with certain bits and pieces, and it is going to be thereabouts for a very close battle. So we'll see how well things go tonight. It is obviously going to be very interesting to see who exactly is going to take the race wins. Obviously at the moment, you know, the championship lead has changed hands since last week at Suzuka. Suzuka proved to be a bit of, how can I put it, it was kind of like Suzuka is just natured for quite a lot of things. It was also natured for the likes of obviously the championship lead to change hands. I believe Noah is now the championship leader, so Noah is looking forward to extending that advantage in the Milky Way Genesis. It is going to be seeing how well he's going to do. He's currently 4th in the times of testing, but you know, coming through races tonight, he's going to want to try and extend that lead from Brian Moncani in the Nissan GTR. But you know, it may change hands after tonight. The race, well, the championship lead may change hands again, but we'll see how well the drivers get on around here. It is a very technically challenging circuit round here. It is narrow in places. The walls will jump out and say hello and give you a friendly hello if you crash into the tyre, the walls. It's not forgiving, but you know, there is times where, especially into hairpin, as Jamie spins around, I think he's lost it about there. But looking forward to seeing exactly what's going to happen tonight for the racing. And at the moment we do have, I think it's around 7 people on the grid this evening. It is obviously winding down to the sharp end. We do go to Laguna Seca next week. We do go stateside. to the infamous and also famous Laguna Seca circuit, where the infamous corkscrew is going to be there. Then we head off for the championship finale at Mount Panorama Bathurst, so we head to Australia. And I'll tell you what, whatever happens tonight, whether the championship extends or the points come down, it's going to be a very interesting title battle towards the end of the season. I am personally looking forward to seeing what's going to happen tonight. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, it's been a very busy week for me. I have been commentating on the Monday night Manufacturer Car Choice Championship. That has been proven a very good, successful race series so far. It had its second race at Tokyo as of Monday. Excuse me, Wednesday I did, was it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday I did the re-live of Lobby 2 for that. So I did that, and obviously tonight I am doing obviously WTSC. So it has been a busy week for commentary for me, but it has been an absolute astounding week of comms. You know, it is one of the best, and you know, Eldar Sim is a very good racing series. We do have obviously GT Supercars tonight, host with the most, Malk. He's going to be doing commentary for that. I believe they are at Bathurst tonight, so you not just have WTSC, you also have myself, obviously myself doing the commentary for WTSC, yeah. But you also have GT Supercars from Bathurst with the legendary Malcolm Argyle doing the comments on that, so you get the best of both worlds basically. Looks like at the moment then Oscar is setting the times there with a 1 minute 27.061 at the moment. It seems to be thereabouts. Notable characters missing to this evening is none other than Andrew Osler, the Rooster. He is got, I believe it was a cycle and a curry night this evening, so he's not going to be making it on the grid. Obviously, you know, yeah, okay, you're allowed to have personal time, it's fine. You don't literally force people to jump into. Obviously, you know, we'd like to have everyone compete the races, but you know, if something crops up, we understand that it's not life or death. It's, you know, it's how things going. But certain bits and pieces. But however, we do have some very established races. I believe Brian Moncani will be coming onto the grid, hopefully. But at the moment, it is looking likely there is 7 people. I'm just going to see who else is missing. Just give me 1 second. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen. I'm just also trying to figure out who else is racing. I think Nuno said he's missing, I'm not too sure, but I'll just double check. Yeah, Nuno unfortunately is missing, so Nuno George is missing this evening. He did say earlier in the week, so at the moment we do have 7 races at the moment, which is a bit disheartening for this evening, to be fair, but we can't do a lot about it, which will seem to be a bit of a pushing on time. You've got Nate Fletch obviously trying to push that BMW all the way. He's very established racer. He actually got his first race win last week at Suzuka, so he'll be on cloud 9 to try and see exactly what is he going to do tonight for obviously certain bits and pieces, but he's got that BMW dialed up. It looks like at the moment then he's about to cross the line. He goes still second fastest in free practice. I the moment. Then you got Rasmus Omrun, the Dane, in his Nissan GTI. He's just pulled off to the side. I think has he had an issue, or is he just playing it safe? Then you got obviously Noah's championship leader at the moment, so it'll be very interesting to see how well he gets on with having the now championship lead for the first time, or leading into what is only around 9 races to go and 3 rounds left of the championship. Then you got Finley Ostler, obviously Andrew's son. He's looking forward to seeing what he's going to do. He was actually quite, when I jumped into a quick test session, what he was doing before he got into here, he was actually quite quick, but he's gone into pit lane and abandoned that lap. So we'll see what the Mustangs can do. The Mustangs are kind of now getting into a very characteristic role. They seem to be thereabouts, but you know, as I say, we've got 7 races at the moment, which is a bit disheartening, because obviously with the championship now heading towards the latter half of the season, it seems that yet again numbers have dropped, but hopefully we do get a few more on before 7:45, because we are due to start very soon, but we should be very good to go. It looks like obviously Nave's pushing that BMW, you know, it's Colin Turkington-esque livery, which kind of looks really smart. I must admit, like, as soon as I saw it I was like, wow, that's impressive. I do like that. Unfortunately he hasn't got the number board, so whether that's going to be a factor, but I don't think it really is. But you know, Dale getting to grips with the Lexus RCF, it seems to be a bit of a, how can I put it, a bit of a topsy-turvy car for Dale. Dale's missed quite a few of the races this season, but you know, fair play, he's had stuff ongoing, but he's come back, he's doing very well. He's actually, you know, he's impressed me in his racing so far this season, when he's obviously been able to race, but hopefully he's back for another full season next time. Rasmus obviously still off at the exit of that turn there. I think he's is he parked up, or has he got going? Yeah, Brian Moncardi's now entered, so that's good. That's about 8 drivers, but you know, it's a bit of a shame if we had low numbers, because you know, we want the numbers there, we want exactly how it should be, but hopefully it's going to be a very good night. It does seem that just try to see who's just waiting. I think not too sure if Nathan Robots is going to be making it, as he got work commitments, but it will be very interesting to see. I'll just drop Brian a message. We'll see exactly what's going to happen, so it's going to be very interesting. We are going to be giving a few people a couple more minutes just to get in the lobby, so we'll see how well it goes, but nevertheless it'll be a good night of racing. I can't wait to see what tonight brings, because I've raced around here, I've commentated around here. You know, it is a very interesting circuit, especially with now going, because they'll go the other way for instead of going through exactly, because essentially this would have been most likely turns 1, 2, 3 and 4, so you've got to be careful going this way, because you've got that a line, then it's into a very sharp right hand bend. So it's going to be very carefully picked out. We'll see exactly what's going to happen. Oscar's still setting the pace then. He's got a 127.0 at the moment. He abandons that lap this time round though. But, you know, it's looking likely we're going to get in for a very close proximity at the moment, but we'll just give a few people a couple of time to get into the lobby. We'll just drop Jamie a message. Just give me a second. So we'll see exactly how well things go, but it should be very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. But we'll give them a few more minutes for hopefully it will be interesting. Championship leader then, Noah currently still 6th in free practice. We could see exactly what's going to happen between now and then, but it will be very interesting. We do have Give me a second, guys. We are sorting something out at the moment. But we'll see how well things go for tonight. Oh, the BMW class, mate. BMW is a class car at the moment. It's out of this world. But hopefully we should be good to go very shortly. but we should be very good to go very shortly for qualifying. We'll wait and see if anyone else turned up, but at the moment it looks like we're just going to have the eight drivers then this evening, but nevertheless it is going to be very good to see as Brian Moncani actually now goes top of the trees, done a 127.047, so it's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen, but qualifying will begin then. But hopefully it is going to be a very quality night of racing. So Jamie gets the qualifying underway then. He is going to be underway, but we'll just see how well everyone goes. We'll just make sure everyone goes out of pit lane, because normally there is a bit of a issue, but it looks like all 8 drivers are out for qualifying then. So on we go then for the all-important 10-minute of qualifying session. I forgot to do the sort of explaining what happens in WTSC, but if you're not familiar then, we do have 10 minutes of qualification which will determine the grid for race number 1, which is a standing start, and it will provide a very great close qualifying session. Then we have race number 2, which they're all 10-lap races tonight because of the nature of the circuit. So race number 2 is a reverse grid, so if you finish, let's say for example you finish 8th, then you will start on pole position, but this time it will be a standing start, so whoever wins the race in race number 1 will start at the tail of the field. Race number 3 is the same, but it is also a rolling start this time, but whoever finishes that from race 2 starts on pole position for the final race of the evening, and whoever finishes last will be at the tail of the field. So it's going to be very interesting to see how well the Mustangs at the moment are the cars to look out for. The Hyundai Genesis, there's only the one tonight. Brucey Collins unfortunately is missing this evening, which is a bit unfortunate, but as I say, what can we do? We've just got to make deal with what the numbers we've got. But with 8 minutes to go in qualifying, then it will be very close. Noah looks like he's had a bit of a slide on there, nearly taking Finley Osler with him. Brian Moncani though, it looks like there's a lot of cars braking into that turn there. It looks like Nate Fletch was one of the victims. I think he's just slowly getting used to the BMW slightly. Obviously the brake bias might have been wound back a bit too much for him, but we'll see how well everyone goes. It looks like Oscar's trying to set the benchmark then to try and get another sort of pole position for the McDonald's Mustang. It seems to be there about at the moment, but we'll see what his time can be. This is coming through the latter half of the lap now, so he's going through this tight and twisty memento round here. It seems that he's going to try and get the power out of that corner there, down the start finish line then, so down the hill then. We'll see how well he goes. 7 minutes left. It could be a very interesting 7 minutes of qualifying. And so he goes at 127.8 at the moment, so it's going to be thereabouts. Brian Moncani though, championship elect, has just been pipped by Rasmus Ommeren, 127.4. Rasmus goes to 127.1, so there's only around 0.3 tenths of a second between them. Jamie Hillman, however, 127.6 in the BMW, so the BMWs seem to be becoming a bit of a live. Oscar's still there in 4th, then Dale with a 128.059. So he's 5th place at the moment. Seems a very good lap time for the Lexus RCF. The Lexus RCF is a bit of a car that can be very underrated, but nevertheless it is one of them. Finley then 128.062. Nate Fletch 131.7 at the moment, so the BMW seems to be struggling. Noah seems to be struggling in that Genesis at the moment, 134.9. So it's going to be there about 6 minutes left. What can Rasmus Ommeren, what is he going to do? Is he going to be able to get that Nissan GTR, the Castrol GTR, onto pole position? Or is he going to get pipped by the likes of Brian Moncani? It looked like Finley had clipped that wall that I was talking about. It is not the easiest, and I'll tell you what, it can be very scary if you clip the wall. It has happened to me a few times around here when I've been testing cars around here, but at the moment then it seems Rasmus still goes fast as 126.7, so they're into the 126s. Noah goes now a 126.809, so that's going to be very interesting. Jamie's gone into pit lane, so he's sacrificed that lap time this time round, but it's looking likely Nathan Fletch is going rallycrossing in that BMW at the moment, but Oscar is thereabouts. You know, is it going to be very close to see what he's going to do? Fifth fastest still. He did a 120. He still did that 127. But I'll tell you what, lap times will. It's looking likely 126s at the moment. So late 126s are thereabouts. You've got coming up to 4.5 minutes left of qualification. It could be thereabouts. Brian Moncani, however, you know, he is looking forward to seeing what he's going to do for tonight. He goes a bit wide. He's got that left-hand indicator on, or the right-hand indicator on. So I think he's let Rasmus go, just thinking, oh, Rasmus has lost it. He's clipped the wall. That is going to hamper his lap time this time round then. So that could easily become a new pole sitter, but he's still got 4 minutes to go, so he might be okay. Bear in mind, anything doesn't happen to the likes of obviously Brian or Noah if they get fastest, but at the moment Brian's just going to go, he's gone into pit lane, so he's going to sacrifice that lap. I think Noah's just going to stay out. He's about to cross the line. Done a 126.993 there. Dale up into 5th then, 127. Well, he's still 5th actually, 127.7 at the moment, so that's very interesting lap time. 3.5 minutes to go, but this could be very interesting between the likes of the Nissan GTRs. What are they going to do? Because they've got Noah, they've only got the one Genesis tonight on the grid, so they may be able to escape and try and get a battle. But Oscar is 6th and Nate Fletch is in, of course, 7th, Finley 8th at the moment, so you know it's looking likely with around 3 minutes to go on the clock. It could be a new pole position, or it could be thereabouts for Rasmus Omren to try and take another pole position for the championship. But Noah's purple in that sector, so he's only 0.46 of a second. He's got to push on. He has got to push on. He's like 0.031 of a second down on Rasmus Omren in first place at the moment to try and get that first place. Is he going to get divisional pole position? Goes out of the final turn, then we'll see exactly what he can do, because Rasmus will have to do another flying lap. He's on his out lap after changing tyres. Obviously Noah is about to cross the line, still stays second. I think it's that back end sector, but he seems to be still in that time. Nate Fletch 127.765, which has put him into 6th then, so it's dropped Oscar down to 7th at the moment. So the Mustangs are on the back row of the grid. 2 minutes left then. We'll see how well it's going to go for this evening. Rasmus Omren, he's going to have to get his hammer down now. He's going to have to get that loud pedal pressed even harder to try and get that pole position safe and sound. I'm sure he will. You know, he's got Jamie ahead of him at the moment. No, Jamie won't hamper his lap, I'm sure, but it could be thereabouts. But you can see the Texaco BMW versus the Nissan GTR at the moment. Jamie runs a bit wide out of that turn, but I think he's trying to get a faster lap than of course Rasmus at the moment. Brian Moncani though, 2nd place in the championship at the moment. He's bitterly disappointed after Suzuka, and he's trying to make amends for trying to get back into the championship lead here tonight at Sardegna, and it could be a very interesting battle between himself and of course Noah. Noah is just up the road in 2nd place on the grid for the time being, but he's about to come through the last corner. Oscar's up into 4th, 127.6 then. Noah is he's down on his time again. He's not enjoying that last sector by looks of it, but Brian Moncani will come through the latter half. He's got Finley ahead of him. He's going to try and get that toe off Finley. It's not margin for error. He will get another lap if he can, but At the moment it is a 1:26.916 at the moment. So the Belgian trying to get a bit more pace into that GTR. So Rasmus Omren will have to try and catch up. I think Jamie actually tried to say, right, come on mate, I'll give you the toe, but you've got to give me something in return and help me. But Jamie's currently 5th, Dale's 6th then, so it's good to see Nate Fletch unfortunately 7th at the moment. So the BMWs are sandwiching the Lexus RCF of Dale. So qualifying now has provisionally ended, but we're on to the final laps of qualifying. Then it will be a very interesting grid, I must say. It looks like Noah is going to try and push on. He's going to try and get thereabouts for pole position at the moment. Is he going to try and get pole position and get to... Oh, he's gone off wide there, which has hampered him as he had an issue. It looks like it, so that's going to hamper him to get pole position. But Rasmus Omren down on his time there. Brian Moncani also abandoned the lap. I think the guys are trying to get the toe off each other, but it seems there's a lot of cars have gone off. Nate Fletch up into 4th then, 1:27.5 at the moment in the BMW. So the BMW will be starting very well. So we'll see exactly. He was the first to finish, but it looks like Noah's had a bit of an issue. Rasmus Omren going through down across the line. What's he going to do? Is he improving his lap time? No, he doesn't, but it still stays pole position then. Jamie up into 4th then, knocks Nate Fletch down to 5th then. So the BMWs on the 2nd and 3rd row of the grid, but nevertheless it will be very exciting to see exactly what is going to happen. But we will see exactly. A lot of interest. It is going to be thereabouts, but looking at the lap times then, it has been a very close proximity. But it is Rasmus from Noah followed by Brian Moncani for the first race of the evening here at Sardegna. So we are going to be in course for a fantastic night of racing. We are looking to see what is going to happen. Obviously 8 races tonight. It's a bit unfortunate, but nevertheless we will be on course for a fantastic night of racing. So Rasmus Omren then, title nemesis to the likes of Brian Moncani, and of course Noah at the 5 red lights. Just see them on the starting gantry. They will flick to green any moment. The revs are building. We are getting ready to go. It looks like a bit of a slow start from Jamie, and of course Nate Fletch gets a bit of wheel spin, but Brian Moncani already has his title nemesis grappled for that 2nd place at the moment. But it looks like Noah's got a lot of issues there. Very understeering into turn number 1. Nate Fletch tries to continue that sort of moment, but he's lost a bit of ground. It looks like the others are lost ground slightly because of Noah. It looks like Oscar up into 4th then, so the Ford Mustang has split the BMWs. The BMWs are sandwiched in a Mustang sandwich at the moment because Finley Ostler and of course Dale at the tail of the field in Lexus RCF. It looks like at the moment then Rasmus Omren gets away from the race, from the line quite well to jump into 1st place. He's made that pole position work to its advantage, but Noah is all over the back of Brian Moncani. He is trying to get that Nissan GTR dispatched to try and chase after Rasmus to try and get more points, but at the moment it seems that the more he pushes, he's squirming that Hyundai Genesis alongside. But Brian Moncani though at the moment trying to chase after Rasmus Omren. Oscar's still there in 4th at the moment with Jamie Hillman and of course Nate Fletch, with Finley Ostler trying to catch up to these guys. It could be thereabouts, but we'll see what Dale can do. Dale's trying to catch up to this group. You know, the toes, obviously the toe of the drivers are going to try and push on, but Brian Moncani still has Rasmus Omren for 1st place. He sees him in his sights, but Noah's trying to get past Brian Moncani. You can just see that Hyundai Genesis squirming all over the back. Kind of see what the top 3 is going to do, but it's going to be very interesting. Rasmus gets a bit too deep into that corner, but is he staying into control? Yes, he is. He's going to try and get his Castrol GTR at Brian Moncani. So far though, trying to set after the fastest lap and maybe the race win. He wants more points from of course, his title nemesis, Noah, because Noah's in third at the moment. But Brian Moncani is going to try and go on that outside line to Rasmus Omeron. He's going to help Rasmus up the hill. But I'll tell you what, this could be very careful between the pair of them. Got to be careful because Noah's there. Oscar fourth, Jamie in fifth, then Nate Fletch sixth, followed by Finley and of course Dale at the tail of the field. But going back to the battle for the race lead, then we're on lap 2. Oh, Rasmus! He's had a fishtail, so that's dropped him down. Don't think he was happy with that. It looked like Brian Moncani was obviously waiting, but he's getting held up slightly by Rasmus's fishtail. But Noah is trying to now push on for that race lead. He's about to try and take that race lead, but Brian Moncani, these two had a bit of a beef at Suzuka last time out, but Brian Moncani tries to get the fastest lap, but he doesn't because Noah gets it. But Jamie gets the fastest lap, 1:27.160 at the moment. But Brian Moncani is under threat from, of course, Noah. Noah needs to seriously push on if he wants to get this title. But I'll tell you what, Brian Moncani knows it will be a very huge amount of task. These two have battled all season to try and take the championship lead. But I'll tell you what, Noah is going to be thereabouts. He's still holding on for dear life. Brian Moncani in second place. But I'll tell you what, lap 3 out of 10. This could be very interesting. But Rasmus has to catch back up. The pole position hasn't, it's worked for a bit, but he's lost it there. Jamie fourth then. Nate Fletch in, of course, 5th place at the moment. With, of course, Finley in 6th and Dale in 7th, with Oscar's had a bit of an issue there in the Mustang, so he's dropped considerably, quite a lot from the likes of Dale and of course Finley at the moment. But Noah still leading the race then, with Brian Moncani hot on his heels, trying to see exactly what's going to happen between the pair of them. It is going to be very carefully picked out for to go on to lap number 4. Looks like Noah is going to try and concentrate and eyes forward instead of trying to look back at Brian Moncani's Nissan GTR. It looks like the GTR though is going to be coming on stronger towards this part. It is very twisty. He's trying to catch up to Noah. He knows exactly what he has to do to get back into the championship lead. But at the moment it seems that Noah is trying to take every race by race at the moment. He knows what he's got to do to extend the advantage. But I'll tell you what, Brian Moncani will have, and I'll tell you what, drop scores will come into play, I believe, this time round this season. I'm not too sure, but I'm sure it will be, and it will be very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen. But Noah is still leading the race then. It looks like we could be in for a Grand Slam finish for race number 1, but still got around 6 laps to go at the moment. Rasmus still trying to catch up to these two. Jamie's forever trying to catch up with Nate Fletch's BMW also there. So the BMWs are coming on strong here at, of course, Sardegna tonight. Oscar has got into 7th, and Finley's got a problem because he's got the hazard lights on at the moment. Well, he did have. But Noah goes a bit wide out at the final turn then. Is that going to allow Brian Moncani to catch back up to? Noah's got a 2/10 penalty. That is unfortunate, and I tell you what, that is going to cost him. That has cost him dearly. So Rasmus now takes 2nd place then. Noah has got to be careful. He's dropped down to 3rd with that penalty. Nate Fletch is also there. Noah's got considerable amount of issues at the moment, but that's allowed Brian Moncani into the lead of the race then, so he will be happy with that. But Noah will be very disappointed. But Jamie's there in 3rd at the moment. Brian Moncani fastest lap then, 1:27.004. So it seems that Noah is going to have to try and work his way back to get up near the front. But it looks like at the moment then we are going to be in close proximity. It looks like the Mustangs at the tail of the field are considerably suffering at the moment. I don't know exactly what's going on, but it looks like Jamie's going to try and hold off Noah for that 3rd place at the moment. Rasmus Omeron still trying to catch after Brian Moncani. It's a GTR 1-2 at the moment, but Noah is trying to get that BMW of Jamie latched up and trying to get overtaken. But Noah's got to be careful. He can't afford to get any issues this evening because it could easily go one way and go another. We know how it feels into in the stewards room after the race. It can be very hectic, and you know, the stewards have already seen quite fantastic racing, but also seen some stuff that have gone untoward this season. But I tell you what, Jamie is trying to hold on for dear life. He wants another podium. He wants to get there, but Noah has him covered. But Noah has to. Oh, he's run wide. He's run wide. Oh, he's lost it. He's lost it. So no flex goes into fourth then, chasing after Jamie. This is fantastic stuff between the two BMW drivers. The Texaco versus the BMW Protect. It seems the BMWs are coming on strong towards the end of the season. Gosh knows what it's going to be like at the mountain when we have the season finale. But I'll tell you what, Jamie is pushing for that third place. Nate Fletcher's trying to get that third place. He wants another podium. He's going to try and take Jamie for the inside. Both of them having a bit of a concertina battle at the moment. Fair play to them. You know, it looks like Jamie's got to concede that fourth place. Not third place, should I say, not fourth. Because Nate Fletcher's got past. What an absolute fantastic battle between the pair of them. Bit of contact, but I'll tell you what, it's not enough contact to give them issues. But I'll tell you what, fair play between the pair of them. This is what the championship should be all about. But it looks like Dale's 6th at the moment, Oscar 7th and Finley in 8th. It looks like the Mustangs are having a bit of an issue. Brian Moncani has that 2.3 of a gap. He gets the fastest lap even more, 126.7 at the moment. So it seems that Brian Moncani in that beautiful Nissan GTR, it seems that he's going to be thereabouts. But the battle for third and fourth is still changing hands. But this is what the battle should be. It's lap number 7 out of 10 then, so around 3 laps to go in this race. Nath is trying to hold on for dear life. He's probably thinking it's going to be easy to try and get that third place, but it can be. But obviously Jamie's going to try and push on. Jamie was going to be in the Red Bull sponsored Subaru WRX at the start of the season, but he decided he'd get the BMW M4, and I'll tell you what, fair play, he's probably felt more at home. Excuse me. But it seems to be thereabouts. But I'll tell you what, Brian Moncani, after, you know, so much disappointment at Suzuka last week, you know, he seemed to be pushing on quite a bit. That GTR is thereabouts now. I think it kind of helped with Noah's penalty a bit, and I think he's kind of thinking, well, that's what happens, you know, you've got to try and push on. But the championship lead could easily change. But Noah's still there in 5th place at the moment, chasing after Jamie, and of course Nate Fletch with around 2 laps to go then. Dale's still in 6th then, Oscar in 7th with Finley still in 8th. But Brian's got that gap covered, 2.2 of a second between himself and Rasmus Omeran. We've got Nate Fletch 3rd at the moment, with Jamie trying to chase after him slightly, but Noah's going to be there in 5th place at the moment, trying to latch to the back of Jamie for that 4th place at the moment. But it seems to be thereabouts. We'll see how quick it's going to be. But Jamie knows exactly how to race. Noah has got to push even further. He knows Brian Moncani is now leading this race, but it seems to be thereabouts. But are we going to be on course for a delight for Brian Moncani this time round? You know, he seems to have the skills of a well-established racer. You know, he's won races in the past. He's even won a championship now as Brian. So he's going to be trying to push on for quite some time to get that GTR up on course. But he's about to start what will be the penultimate lap very shortly. He is going to be very pushing on to try and extend that advantage. It's 3.1 at the moment between him and Rasmus. Nate Fletch is haunting down that podium. Well, he's on the podium, but he's trying to hunt down Rasmus for that 2nd place. But Noah is still putting Jamie under threat, going down the start-finish line for the penultimate time. There we go. It's going to be very interesting between these 2 drivers, the BMW versus the Genesis. Like I said, it's only one Genesis tonight. but Jamie will be there trying to push on. He is going to be holding on for dear life. Noah thinks about it. He's alongside Jamie. Jamie has to, he's conceded that 4th place, has he? Or is he going to try and fight back? He's trying to fight back with Noah, and he squeezes Noah to the right hand side, but fair play, he's tucked right in behind Noah in that BMW. At the moment it seems like it could be a very comeback fight for Noah, but Jamie is no fool to concede places like that. He will try and push on for that 4th place again. It looks like at the moment then that Jamie will have to try and will concede. Nate Fletch gets a bit crossed up. Has he lost a bit of control of that BMW? Excuse me, sneezing down everyone's ear. I do apologise. So Brian Moncani then about to start the final laps then of race number 1 here at Sardegna. Is he going to try and make it a absolute astounding victory? He will, I'm sure he will. But Rasmus Omren, he's around 3.3 seconds, but will be a GTR 1-2. Noah is slightly catching up to Nate Fletch at the moment. Nate Fletch is trying to push on, but whether he does or not is another thing. But Noah is thereabouts. Jamie still there in 5th place at the moment, with of course Dale in 6th then. But it seems at the moment Jamie's trying to get that 4th place back, but Noah's got to try and get past Nate Fletch to try and get some more consolidating points for trying to get that extended lead. Oscar still there in 7th at the moment, Finley in 8th then. So it looks like the Mustangs, they had the pace in their testing, but at the moment Brian Moncani will be putting the GTR back onto the top step. He will be delighted after a very disappointed Suzuka. I'll tell you what, he is looking forward to spraying that champagne on the top step for the first race this evening. It will be a very probably well fought drive to get that race lead and to now try and see what that is going to mean for the points. But he comes through the final turn to come across the line to take a astounding victory in race number 1 for the Eldar WTSC here at Sardegna for round number 6. Rasmus comes 2nd, so it's a GTR 1-2. Noah has finally got past Nate Fletch for 3rd, so he's on the podium. He will be maybe a bit delighted. Nate Fletch 4th, Jamie 5th, Dale 6th, you know, fair play. Oscar in 7th then, with of course Finley. With the Mustangs seem to have a bit of an issue at the moment, not too sure what it is, but they will be at the thereabouts. It could be very close to see what is going to happen, but it is going to be fantastic with Finley now finishing 8th. He will be a bit disappointed with that, but he will be on pole position for race number 2. And I'll tell you what, Noah is the only driver who actually took a penalty in that race. But it seems that, you know, Brian Moncani will be happy. He will have to, he's got the fastest lap as well. I'll tell you what, starting 3rd on the grid seemed to be thereabouts, but I'll tell you what, it was an absolute astounding race. I'll tell you what, it is going to get there. But who knows exactly what is going to happen for the second race of the evening. We'll go through exactly the race results for race number 1 then. So Brian Moncani gets a victory to make amends for a torrid time at Suzuka. Rasmus Omren 2nd, so the GTRs get a 1-2. Noah in 3rd, then Nate Fletch in 4th, Jamie 5th, Dale 6th, Oscar in 7th. And of course Finley in 8th place with Brian Moncani's fastest lap with a 1:26.759 on lap number 6. It is going to be amazing. So we'll see exactly what is going to happen for race number 2. So we'll see exactly what is going to happen for race number 2. It is going to be very closely so we'll see exactly what's going to happen for race number 2, but it is going to be very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen. So we'll see how race number 2 goes in around 5 minutes time. So I'm going to grab a drink because my voice seems to be getting there slowly but surely. But it will be very interesting indeed. But we do have, of course, I believe it is Finley followed by Oscar, then of course Dale, and then of course Jamie, then of course Nate Fletch, there'll be Noah followed by Rasmus, and then of course Brian Moncani. That will be the grid for race number 2 then, and it is another 10 lap encounter. It is going to be very close now, but it is going to be very much a bit of a challenge because, as I say, it will be very interesting to see how well things go. So it could be very interesting to see what is going to happen. But it will be very close to see what's going to happen for the second race. But it should be very interesting. It looks like at the moment, just waiting to see if Oscar's going to be able to carry on. I think he's had a bit of a issue this week, but he should be okay, hopefully. But we'll just wait and see if he's going to be good to go, or excuse me. But it should be very interesting to see what's going to happen for the second race of the evening then. We've got another 10 lap encounter. So we should be very good to go very soon. So we'll see exactly what is going to happen. But it could be a very topsy-turvy race, this one, because it is a reverse grid, so it is going to be very close to see how well things go. We'll see how well it goes then. So it could be very close to see how close it's going to get for race number 2 then. So it's the Mustangs of course Finley and of course Oscar on the first row of the grid, should I say, followed by Dale and of course Jamie. So the BMW versus the Lexus that Jamie drove last season. The 5 red lights are coming on starting down 3. It is going to be a very interesting 10-lap encounter. Who's going to get the jump into turn number 1 then? It looks like Finley versus Oscar at the moment, with of course Dale and of course Jamie, followed by Nate Fletch and of course Rasmus, and of course Brian Moncarney at the tail of the field then. So race number 1 winner already up into 7th. It looks like it did look like Nate Fletch went a bit wide then, but obviously it was the camera angle, so it could be very careful. But the 2 Mustangs then, 1st and 2nd at the moment then, with of course Finley and of course Rasmus is coming on a charge. You can just see that Castrol GTR. He came like a bowling pin to pins. Yes, a bowling pin to pins. I mean a bowling ball to pins. I do apologise, I got my words mixed up. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be very interesting because Nate Fletch is on a charge as well. Dale up into 4th. That's a very good start for Dale. I'll tell you what, Jamie at the tail of the field at the moment, has he had an issue that we don't know about? It's getting very close, but it looks like Nate Fletch followed by Dale at the moment. Dale's trying to take Rasmus back for 4th place at the moment. Brian Moncarney's also there. The 2 GTRs are literally on song tonight with Jamie and of course Noah. Noah is trying to get back to Brian Moncarney. He's got to be careful. These 2 had a bit of an issue at Suzuka, which allowed, which cost Brian Moncarney a bit of a issue. I think he was a bit annoyed after the racing as well, but Finley leads them away then to start another lap. Finley's actually won a race this season as well, so it looks like it's going to be very well. Oscar in 2nd place, Nate Fletch 3rd at the moment, trying to get another podium with Rasmus on run 4th. Dale in 5th and Brian Moncarney chasing him down for 5th place at the moment. Noah is still there in 7th. He's trying to catch the Brian Moncarney GTR, but he can't do it as of yet. Jamie at the tail of the field. Oscar is thereabouts. He's got to be really close to see exactly what's going to happen. But the 2 Mustangs then, they are on course for a 1-2 at the moment, just like the GTRs were in race number 1. But Nate Fletch is still there in 3rd at the moment. He is trying to get close to them as best as he can, but it looks like the McDonald's versus the Monster Mustang, both touch going up the hill. That's going to allow, oh my goodness, we almost got 4 cars. 4 cars were nearly wide. Never seen that happen. Nate Fletch and Rasmus on route, both having a bit of a nose to tail. Oscar tries to get into the race lead, then Nate Fletch gets that race lead. This is fantastic racing from these guys at the moment. I'll tell you what, Oscar is putting Nate Fletch under a bit of pressure. Oh, Nate Fletch has to concede. Dale! Oh my goodness, he was 3rd for a minute. He's now dropped down to 4th. Rasmus has dropped to the tail of the field. Look at them all. They're all bunching together. This is fantastic. This is absolute unreal. Brian Moncarney now 3rd. This is going to be very close. Noah, Dale, Jamie, and of course Finley, and of course Rasmus. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Finley up into 4th, Jamie 5th, Rasmus in 6th then. Noah in 7th at the moment, with Dale 8th at the moment. Dale was doing really well. Oscar in 1st place then with Nate Fletch in 2nd, Brian Moncarney 3rd at the moment. This could be a very interesting night of racing, but I tell you what, this is absolutely unreal at the moment. Finley there in 4th then, with of course Rasmus in 5th then, Jamie 6th at the moment, Noah in 7th. Oh, he's getting a bit close to Jamie at the moment. He's getting a bit close to that BMW, gets a bit sideways. Dale's trying to catch these guys back up. I'll tell you what, there'll be a few paint samples given out to teams after this race, I'll tell you that, for next to nothing. You might as well go down B&Q if you're going to collect paint samples, lads. But fair play, I'll tell you what, no Fletch trying to catch back up to Oscar while trying to get Brian Moncani's GTR away from him, but that's not going to happen. Rasmus up into 4th then, Jamie 5th. Finley now 7th. Noah, what are you doing? He's trying to get into 5th place from Jamie Hillman. Oh my goodness gracious, guys, this is fantastic. What a night of racing we are looking at the moment for round number 6 of WTSC, proudly sponsored by Chell, Lawman, Motorsport. I'll tell you what, thank you for your sponsorship. This is absolutely fantastic. Brian Moncani is up into 2nd. This could be another race win for the Belgian. Bit of contact between him and Oscar, but Rasmus Ommeren in the other GTR runs a bit wide with Noah trying to chase down. Noah likes the GTR for some reason. He wants the GTR not to win, but he's in 5th place at the moment. But Rasmus Ommeren, you know what Rasmus is like. Rasmus is a well-established racer, but Oscar's trying to get back at Brian Moncani, the trading paint yet again. This is unstoppable. Oh, they Fletch up into 2nd. Oscar has to concede. Onto lap 4 out of 10 though. This is absolutely fabulous stuff. Oh my days, what has happened there? Oh dear, that is not cool at all. That is going to be definitely looked at. That is seriously got to calm down. But that is allowed. That has dropped Nate Fletch down to, of course, 8th place at the moment. He is not going to like that. Noah's up in 2nd in the meantime. But I tell you what, that will be looked at, because that was looking likely a bit of a bold move from Oscar, which had cost him places. Noah's gone wide again. But in the meantime, that's allowing Brian Moncani, the Belgian, to extend his lead. He is going to be on cloud 9 at the end of tonight. But, you know, we have still got one more race to go, and I'll tell you what, it is getting close. I know the racing's getting towards the sharp end of the season, but we've got to be careful, because we can't afford the stewards to, I know the stewards are there, but the stewards don't want to be dishing out harsher penalties. I'll tell you what, I think Oscar may find himself in a bit of bother, but I'll tell you what, he's there in 5th place at the moment. Dale's trying to get alongside him. The Frosties Lexus RCF, he has got past Oscar. Nate Fletch is not going to be happy, but Brian Moncani, however, could be championship leader going into Laguna next week. But I'll tell you what, Noah is still there in 2nd, Jamie 3rd then, Rasmus 4th, Dale 5th at the moment. Dale could be on for a good result here this evening for the Frosties Lexus RCF. Finley there, Nate Fletch, and of course Oscar. Oscar's dropped down to 7th now, but Nate Fletch is right hot on his heels. I don't want this to turn into a banger race. This is what I don't want, because, you know, it could be very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen. Nate's trying to get the move. Bit of contact between the pair of them. There's a yellow flag. Finley's gone off there. Oh, it's a bit unfortunate. He's had a bit of an issue. He's down in 8th place at the moment. Brian Moncani runs a bit wide, but still leading the race from Noah and of course Jamie at the moment. But I'll tell you what, Rasmus is there in 5th at the moment. Dale 4th at the moment. Nate Fletch away from Oscar now. But I'll tell you what, it's hard to tell, but I'll tell you what, it has to calm down. It can't be too aggressive. So Jamie is chasing after Noah at the moment. Noah's trying to get away from Brian, get up to Brian Moncani, but with around 3 laps to go after this lap, it could be another twist and turn in the WTSC this time round. Dale in 4th at the moment, Rasmus in 5th, Nate Fletch in 6th at the moment, Oscar 7th. I don't know whether it was intentional, but you know, with Nath going around and around, I don't know whether the stewards may look at that and think, right, something has to be done. Finley in 8th, so the Mustangs are having a bit of a nightmare here at Sardegna this evening. Noah is still under threat from Jamie. Jamie's got that BMW exactly how he wanted it. He's on the podium at the moment. Wanted the podium in race number 1, however, and it seemed to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen, but it is going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen. But is the title or the championship league going to change hands? You know, I know we've still got one more race. Excuse me. Still got one more race tonight, but Rasmus is there chasing after Dale. Dale's there in 4th at the moment, but I'll tell you what, Nate Fletch probably will not be happy. You know, it's cost him a bit of a podium by the looks of it. But I'll tell you what, fair play. But Oscar is still there in 7th, Brian Moncani. This guy is unstoppable at the moment. It's going to be very carefully to see exactly what is going to happen. But it could be very close and personal. Brian Moncani with around 3 laps to go then. No, chasing him down slightly. Jamie's still there in 3rd at the moment. Dale 4th, Rasmus 5th, Nate in 6th, Oscar and Finley. The Mustangs have seemed to be having a bit of a drama this evening. It's going to be a bit difficult to see exactly what's going to happen, but you know, fair play with around 3 laps to go. Brian Moncani still loving the battle to try and get escape away from Noah. Noah goes a bit wide there, but he's got Jamie Hillman hot on his heels trying to chase after him. The BMW driver, you know exactly what's going to happen. Dale's trying to get that Lexus RCF up to these two at the moment. You can see how hard he's trying to get up thereabouts. But Jamie is going to be on course to try and push after Noah. Noah seems to be now pushing on for quite some time, but he runs a bit wide. That's allowed Jamie to get even closer. Jamie's BMW, Jamie could get a career best of 2nd place in a moment, but it could be down to what the penultimate lap brings. Brian Moncani, he's up the road. He's going to be very carefully picked out. It's around 2.6 is the gap. Jamie is all over the back of the Genesis at the moment. This is going to be a very unstoppable, but I'll tell you what, it is going to look like it could be a very close battle for 2nd and 3rd. Noah is still holding on for dear life. He is trying to catch up to Noah. Noah is trying to push on. It could be easy, it could be one way, it could be another, but it all depends on certain bits and pieces. But Noah is there for currently 2nd place at the moment. Brian Moncani still leading the race. Jamie still pushing on. He's going to be very interesting. We'll go back to that battle in a moment. Nate Fletch and Rasmus, didn't realise these two were having a bit of a nice paint swapping battle. But as I say, you know, it could be very careful between these two, the BMW versus the GTR. But Nate goes a bit wide. But that doesn't lose him momentum. That doesn't lose him momentum to get up to Rasmus. But it could be very carefully picked out between these two. These two may swap places before the end of the race. But in the meantime, Brian Moncani going on to the final lap very soon. Noah is still there in 2nd at the moment. With of course Rasmus and Nath. Nath's trying to chase him down. You can just see exactly what is going to happen. Well, I think Nath's trying to get past that GTR. It obviously seems to be thereabouts, but he's got thereabouts. But it's going to be very close to see exactly what is going to happen. But we'll go on to the final lap then. It looks to me Dale's had a bit of a penalty, I think. But Nate Fletch is going to get alongside Rasmus. So Nate's going to try and power that BMW past the GTR. gets past, but then runs too deep into turn number 1. Oh, Jamie's up in second, however. That is an absolute stellar drive. Brian Moncani, though, he is going to love this. Leif Fletch in 6th then, with Finley in 7th, Oscar 8th at the moment. But Brian Moncani, is he going to do it? Back-to-back wins, and then see what race 3 will bring for him. This could be another twist and turn in the championship. At the moment, Noah has the fastest lap, but Brian Moncani may want to take the fastest lap away from him, it looks like at the moment. But Jamie's under threat from Noah going into the penultimate couple of turns now. This is going to be very close between the pair of them, it seems, but Brian Moncani will try and get back to that battle before the end. Noah has actually got past Jamie. Yes, kind of knew it's happened, but Brian Moncani, 2 wins from 2 so far, with Noah in 2nd, then Jamie 3rd, with Dale now in 4th place, Rasmus 5th, Nath back in 6th, and I don't think Nath's going to be happy. Oscar in 7th, no, 6th rather, with no 8th rather, got confused then for a second. Finley in 7th, then Oscar 8th, but I don't know what's going to happen, because I think there may be a bit of a steward's inquiry between Oscar and of course Nath Fletch. It seems Oscar has had a bit of an issue, but Dale was the only one with the penalty this time around. But Brian Moncani takes another victory, as he take the fastest lap with it. Unfortunately he didn't, but from 8th on the grid to taking another race win, it's going to look like it could be a very close battle, but I'm yet to see what's going to happen for race number 3. Race number 3, I will quickly put the time for race number 3 into the time. So it is now so we'll see exactly what's going to happen. But race number 2 results then, Brian Moncani takes another victory from position 8. Noah in 2nd, followed by Jamie 3rd, Dale 4th, Rasmus 5th, Nath Fletch 6th, Finley 7th, with Oscar in 8th then, with the fastest lap with Noah with a 2:27. No, a 1:27.080 on lap number 6. It is going to be very carefully picked out. It is going to be absolutely unreal, but it could be very close and personal to see exactly what is going to happen for race number 2. But it could be very carefully picked out. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen for race number 3, the final race of the evening. Then it is going to be very close, and I'll tell you what, it is going to be very personally. But we'll see how close and personal things are going to get. It has been a very good night of racing. Yes, there's been a few paint swapping, there's been a few mirror taking. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. but we'll see how well it goes for the final race of the evening. We are moments away for race number 3. But we'll see exactly how race number 2 and race number 3. Why do I get confused? It's because it's over in a flash, isn't it? But we'll see exactly what is going to happen for race number 3 to go. It should be a very interesting final race of the evening. Is Brian Montgomery going to make it 3 from 3 from the tail of the field? We'll see exactly. Is it going to be very close? We'll see how well it's going to go, but it is the wrong start. But we'll see how well things go. But it looks like we could be in for a very interesting third and final race of the evening. I'll tell you what, looking forward to this one. Grab a drink, grab something to eat, because you don't want to miss the action. It is going to be very closely followed. It's looking likely. Then it'll be Oscar, followed by Finley, followed by Nath, followed by Rasmus, then followed by Dale, Jamie, Noah, and then of course Brian Montgomery at the tail of the field. But it is going to look very interesting. Brian Montgomery's halfway round the last corner. Is he going to be able to make it 3 from 3? Let's see what happens. Oscar's going to try and get another race win this season in the McDonald's Mustang. It's got to be very close, but I think we're going to be looking to see what's going to happen as the green light flicks on now after the rolling start. Who is going to get a good start? Who is going to make the lead happen till the end of 10 laps here? That's our Bedner for the third and final race of the evening. Then it looks like Oscar so far has a fantastic start. Excuse me. With Finley chasing him down with Nate Fletch also thereabouts, but we can just see exactly what's going to happen. But Rasmus Omeran already with a 5/10 penalty. He's going to have to be very careful. He's got Dale right behind him. I'll tell you what, how has he managed to pick up that penalty straight away? That's a bit unfortunate for him, Brian Montgomery. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what the Belgian can do. Is he going to make it 3 from 3 this evening? You never know, really. He's actually got alongside Rasmus Omeran going up the hill. The both GTRs touch slightly, but these two may squabble. But Jamie is got passed by Noah at the moment. Dale up into 4th then. Nate Fletch and of course Finley and Oscar. They're still thereabouts. You can just hear that supercharger in the Mustang having a bit of a whine, but it looks like Finley's trying to get past Oscar at the moment for that first place. At the moment it looks like Nate Fletch is also trying to catch them. Both Mustangs are going to have a bit of a battle, but Nate Fletch could easily catch these two up. Oh, it could be feisty between the 3. Rasmus Omeran's had a bit of an issue. That GTR is just... it's a bit unfortunate, but looks like Nate Fletch... oh my goodness, it's 3 cars! What? Oh! So Rasmus has had a bit of an issue. That GTR's obviously had a bit of a electrical issue when it started on the grid. It probably explains why he had that penalty, but we don't know. But that is now left 7 cars, Nate Fletch and of course Oscar. These two have got to be careful. They had a bit of a beef in race number 2, it seems, but Nate Fletch is going to be pushing that BMW to get away from that last McDonald's Mustang. But it could be thereabouts, you know. It could be the Mustangs could be on course for a good last race of the evening, but at the moment it's hard to tell. But Dale's still there in 4th at the moment, with Noah close behind the Milky Way Genesis versus the Frosties Lexus RCF. It seems Noah's trying to go forward, but in the meantime he's got to be very careful. Brian Moncani latches into behind Jamie at the moment, but I'll tell you what, it could be very carefully picked out. Nate Fletch could be a second time winner, with Dale trying to get through that corner, but he's run a bit wide there. He's got a 1/5 of a penalty. Brian Moncani though, 2.5 penalty. No, that is the last thing he wants on his mind tonight. Oh, the early 2 race winner has had a penalty. Nate Fletch is trying to get away from Oscar at the moment. He is trying to push that BMW to its limits. It's going to be thereabouts, but Nate Fletch is all over to try and get away from Oscar. Oscar is thereabouts, but it's got to be very looked at, because I'll tell you what, it's going to be very interesting. Oscar has that McDonald's Mustang trying to push on. He's going to be thereabouts. Finley in third at the moment. Noah's trying to help him, but at the moment Brian Moncani's got to try and do a lot of work. He's dropped back a bit. Has he had an issue? Seems the GTR is having a bit of an issue in this race at the moment, because Rasmus Oman dropped out, so I don't know whether it was a bit of an issue or stuff like that, but they could be very careful. Noah's up into third then, with Finley trying to take the place back. It seems the Mustang versus the Genesis, it seems they've both got to be very careful, but at the moment Brian Moncani, where is he? He's not even, he's around 3.1 of a second from Dale at the moment. But I'll tell you what, Nate Fletch is going to be pushing. He's going to try and push on for another race win this season. He's thereabouts, almost had the fastest lap, but Oscar took it away from him, so it was very careful. Finley and of course Noah and Jamie. Jamie's on the attack. He goes wide. Oh no, he goes wide. Finley goes wide as well. That is unfortunate. What is going on tonight? It seems, you know, it's a bit tooth and nail. It seems, you know, Brian Moncani needs to push that GTR now to where he wants to be. Nate Fletch is currently still holding on for dear life. You know, he's got Oscar chasing him down. Oscar's trying to get that McDonald's Mustang back into the top step of the podium at the moment, but Noah is still there in third at the moment. Dale fourth then. Brian slowly but surely now catching the guys up. He's got to get a bit of a retrieval. He's not got Rasmus to try and help him with the GTR now, but Nate Fletch is there. Oscar is holding off at the moment. Noah's trying to push that Milky Way Genesis versus the McDonald's Mustang. It could be thereabouts. We could see exactly what's going to happen between the pair of them, but I'll tell you what, that's allowing Nate Fletch to get away with the race lead. But Noah is trying to take Oscar for that second place. These two are going to probably have a bit of a battle, but that is allowing Nate Fletch to escape up the road with that BMW at the moment, it seems. But with 5 laps to go then in the last race of the evening, it could be thereabouts. We'll see exactly what is going to happen, but Oscar is trying to defend from Noah at the moment. Noah's got to be careful as well. Can't afford to have too much issues. He's trying to go for the move. Oh, he has to go. He's gone for the move, but he's run too wide. Oscar's thereabouts, but these two got to be very careful, lads. Got to be very careful. It is not going to be decided until the checkered flag, but Nate Fletch is thereabouts. But what is going to happen for the battle for third and second? Breathe in, it's getting a bit tense between the pair of them. Oscar and Noah. Oh, it's got to be very carefully picked. Brian Moncani up into 5th then, with Jamie 6th and of course Dale now 7th. Nate Fletch, oh, he almost clipped that wall there. Noah and Oscar still 2nd and 3rd respectively. This could be very close. Nate Fletch is going to be maybe happy about what is happening, but he's leading the race from of course Oscar and of course Noah. Brian Moncani trying to get alongside Finley for that 4th place at the moment. He's trying to catch up as best as he can. It's a drag race between the Mustang and the GTR. Noah is still there trying to get past Oscar. Oscar's still trying to hold on for dear life though. You can just see Brian Moncani trying to get past the Mustang. Could be very carefully, but the McDonald's Mustang versus the Milky Way Hyundai Genesis. We said GTR then, but Noah has got past Oscar then. These two are having a bit of a nice battle, but don't want it to end in tears for any of them. But Brian Moncani is now up into fourth, but Finley's fighting back. Could be very carefully picked out, but I'll tell you what, Noah is still there in second place at the moment then. So he's got that momentum, but Oscar has got to be careful. He may find himself a bit of a reprieve if he's careful, but race number 2 wasn't really exactly how he planned. But Brian Moncani still under threat from Finley at the moment, with Jamie 6th and Dale now 7th. Bit unfortunate to find out what happened to Rasmus, but it's very unfortunate. But Noah still there in second at the moment, trying to chase after Nate Fletch with around 3 laps to go in this race then. It could be very close to see what is going to happen, but Noah is still there trying to chase after Nate Fletch, it seems. But Oscar is going to be pushing on to try and get back into second place. Brian Moncani, however, it's going to be thereabouts to see exactly what's going to happen, with Finley in 5th place at the moment, so Brian in 4th, Jamie 6th at the moment, Dale in 7th, but Nath is still leading the race from the likes of Noah and of course Oscar. It could be thereabouts. We'll see exactly what is going to happen come the end of this time round, but I think Noah is still trying to push on. He's got that Genesis where he wants it. He wants a race win tonight. He's already seen the GTR take 2 wins with Brian Moncani, but you can just see the Brian Moncani racing this GTR. Fun fact about Brian Moncani's GTR review, just while we're watching him for a second, he told me it's Henry Pescarolo's racing colours, which was quite interesting to find out the other day actually, and he was telling me about it, and that's where the colour scheme comes from, so fair play to have that on his car. And it's going to be very interesting. 2 laps to go then with Nate Fletch. Will he hold on from Noah, or will Noah try and fight back for the race lead? It seems he's got the, or get the race lead should I say, not fight back to get it. He needs to get the race lead, but Nate Fletch defending like mad. He knows exactly how to win a race. But Noah, oh, this could be, Noah gets the race lead from Nate Fletch at the moment. That could be very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen. But Oscar runs wide then. That could allow Brian Moncani, if Brian Moncani can catch Oscar up, Brian Moncani could get onto the podium this time, but Oscar is struggling at the moment. Nate Fletch is still thinking about taking that race lead back. Noah still has a bit of a slide on with that Genesis, it seems. But Nate Fletch, oh, he's got to be very careful. It is not the drifting championship, but you know, fair play. Brian Moncani trying to chase after Oscar. It seems Oscar is struggling this time round. Finley in, of course, 5th. Jamie still 6th, with, of course, Dale 7th at the moment. So it could be very interesting. But Noah, he's got a 2.5 penalty. That is not going to be good, because that will hold him up with the penultimate lap now happening. So Nate Fletch gets back. Oscar, oh, Brian had a penalty. Oh, that's going to be game over for Brian to get onto the podium then. He's dropped back now to 5th place. He's not going to like that with a penultimate lap to go then. So that allows Finley back up into 4th then. Nate Fletch 1st place. Noah 2nd at the moment. Could be very, it could have been a very different outcome if Noah didn't picked up that penalty. So Oscar 3rd at the moment with Jamie and of course Brian Moncani battling for 5th and 6th now. It could be for 4th because they're right close to Finley at the moment. This is going to be very close indeed, but looking exactly what's going to happen. But Jamie's trying to push to try and get up to Finley. The BMW trying to get past the Mustang versus the GTR as well. The GTR, Brian Moncani, I don't know if he's had a bit of an issue in this third race, but he's done well to have 2 wins tonight. But it might not be enough. Nate Fletch, however, about to start the final lap of the evening then, of the final race of tonight. It could be a very different outcome of the points going into Laguna this time next week. And I'll tell you what, Finley is on course to try and escape from the likes of Jamie and of course Brian. Dale, unfortunately, 7th at the moment, but Brian's going to try and make a move on Jamie at the moment, but Jamie's giving Finley an absolute workout in that BMW to try and get past that Mustang. The BMW trying to hold off Brian Moncani's GTR, but Nate Fletch, he's going to be pushing on, trying to get a 2nd win of the season. Jamie goes one way, Finley goes another. It could be very close between the pair of them. Brian's still trying to catch them up though. He's going to be thereabouts, but I'll tell you what, Jamie is going to be pushing all the way. It's going to be very close between the likes of Jamie and of course Finley, but Nath has been caught by Noah. Noah's got to be careful though. He's still there, but Nath is going to try and push on to try and get another victory of the season. He's already there. Noah's trying to get that move. Noah, oh my goodness gracious. Noah gets the move done, but Nath Rover is going to be, I don't know what Noah's trying to do, squirm all over the place to stop Nate Fletch from getting past. That could be a bit unfortunate, but Noah takes race win then from Nate in 2nd, Oscar in 3rd, Jamie 4th then, with Finley 5th, Brian Moncani 6th and Dale 7th. Oh, it's going to be a bit tight. It's going to be, and we'll see exactly what is going to happen. But I'll tell you what, Noah gets the race victory and fastest lap, so it could be very close to see exactly what is going to happen. Don't know what happened to Rasmus, but quickly go through the final race results of the evening, and it is going to be very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen. Noah in first place then takes a victory in the final race, followed by Nate Fletch. Nate Fletch is not going to be happy, but he will be happy with 2nd, Oscar 3rd, Jamie 4th, Finley 5th, Brian Moncani 6th, with Dale in 7th. Rasmus, have no idea what happened to Rasmus, but he did not finish. Noah gets the fastest lap then on lap number 7 with a 1:26.897 on lap number 7. It is going to be very close. We are going to be looking forward to seeing exactly what is going to happen when we go to Laguna Seca this time next week. It is going to be exciting. I am going to head off because my voice is well and truly done in. I think we're going to be on course for a very top night of racing. I can't wait to see what is going to happen at Laguna Seca. It is going to be down to see what the points are going to happen, and I'll tell you what, you do not want to miss it, because it is going to be 6 races to go now with 2 rounds left of the championship. It is going to be absolutely epic. So until next week, guys, take care and enjoy your weekend, and I will see you Monday for round number 3 of the multiple manufactured car championship, and it is going to be astounding. So until then, guys, take care. Ta-ra.